Hi, I'm Alex. In today's video, we are going to be discussing about a particular story that actor Rajinikanth has been narrating on different stages over the last 20 years. This particular narration is on YouTube and I'm adding it to the description. Please do go watch it when you have some time. The story that the actor has been narrating goes like this. There is a train and there are two people in a particular carriage of the train. An older gentleman and a young man. The older gentleman is reading his Bible. The young man, looking at the older gentleman reading the Bible, says, "Sir, do you still believe in the Bible at this time and age, especially when science has improved so much? Do you still believe in God? And I can't believe that you still believe in these things." And he makes fun of the old man. The old man just keeps smiling quietly and continues reading his Bible. And on the way, they have some small talk. Towards the end of the journey, the young man hands over a visiting card to the older gentleman and says, "Sir, I'm a young scientist and I live in this town. It was great meeting you. And what's your name?" And the older gentleman says that his name is Thomas Alva Edison. And this shocks the young scientist. He is so excited and he says, "Sir, are you the great inventor Thomas Alva Edison?" And Edison says, "Yes." And this man is so excited and says, "Can I come and meet you sometime?" And Edison says, "Sure, I'm going to be staying here for the next few weeks. Please do come and meet me anytime you want to." So after 2 days, the young man goes to Edison's workshop and Edison says, "Please wait for me in the workshop. I'll be back in a minute," and goes. So this man enters the workshop and he finds a beautiful model of the solar system, of all the planets, so beautifully arranged. And as soon as Edison enters the workshop, this man says, "Edison, this is such a beautiful model. Can you tell me who actually made this model? I want something made like this for my own workshop." Edison tells this young scientist that, "Hey, nobody made it. It came by itself." This young man is like, "Come on, don't joke about it. Tell me who created it, who made it." Edison says, "Nobody made it." And this young scientist is confused, right? And this is when Edison comes back with this like, aha, hence proved moment. And he says, "Listen, you are a scientist and you believe that this whole universe was created from nothing without God, but you refuse to accept that this small model was created from nothing." And this shocks the young scientist and he realizes his fault and he accepts the fact that there is a God who created the universe there. And actor Rajinikanth has narrated this story multiple times in front of his audience, his fans. And each time he gets a lot of applause for it, right? And people feel for it because people believe in God already. And this story proves it. Just that there are 3 problems with the story. One, the first problem is there is absolutely no record that this incident actually happened. Not in any of the biographies of Edison, nor in his autobiography. So we don't know where the actor heard the story, but unfortunately there are no records. The second problem is in an interview in 1910 to New York Times, Edison has categorically stated that he really does not believe in a personal God and he's very skeptical that there is life after death and people go to heaven or earth. He has not found any evidence and he has stated it in an interview. And he's a very skeptical man. He basically has declared that he's a skeptic, right? He's not a pious person as claimed in the story. So that's the second problem. But then the third problem is the logic. If you are religious, you will think that the logic is rock solid. You might say, okay, even if the story didn't happen, the logic is fine. But wait a minute and think about it. if you say that a universe cannot come from nothing and that God has to create it, you cannot just stop your logic there. It has to be extended to ask the next question. So who created God? If nothing can come from nothing, God can also not come from nothing, right? So there is a logical flaw over there if you stop asking that question. But there is a scientific explanation of how something can come from nothing. Popular scientist Stephen Hawking, who passed away a couple of years ago, he came up with a theory of how something could come from nothing. And there is a beautiful video which explains it even to a layman like me. So if you are interested in trying to understand that particular theory, please do go watch it. I'm going to add the link to that particular video to the description. And again, you have to understand the fact that if we are not sure about something, it is better to say that we don't know how something came. Like exactly the concept of how the universe was created or how it came into being. If we are not sure, it is better to say, I don't know, so that we at least go or start the process of search. In the process of search, we might not find the ultimate answer, but we will at least learn more than just saying it was created by God. That's a lazy answer. You will find nothing out of it. It's in fact an arrogant answer, because you are telling with 100% surety that you know that something was created by God. So it's better to be humble and say, I don't know, and go through the path of search. And also, next time you hear a story from someone, even if that story supports your belief system, please go and check on the internet if it is a fake story or not, if it really happened. And also look for the logic, if it really sounds logical, before you share it with others on the internet or on WhatsApp. Let there be more rational thinking in the world. Thank you.
உன் சாஸ்திரத்தை விட உன் முன்னோரை விட உன் வெங்காயம் விளக்கமாத்தை விட உன் அறிவு பெருசு அதை சிந்தி